Hey there, my name is Dr. Scott Daring from Bowling Green Orthopedics, head team orthopedic surgeon for Bowling Green State University. Here to talk to you today about some injuries that can occur with sports, injuries to your shoulder, shoulder separations and shoulder dislocations. Shoulder separations occur on the top of the shoulder where the collarbone and the shoulder blade come together, and dislocations occur in the shoulder joint. In order to prevent these, if you're doing a contact sport, you want to make sure that you got a good pair of shoulder pads and that you're leading with your shoulder when you're hitting, using your pads to help you. As far as preventing your shoulder from dislocating, you want to avoid doing something like an arm tackle. You want to maintain a good form and use the pads that you've got to protect you to decrease your chances of having an issue like this, which could end up leading to you needing surgery or intensive rehab in the future. So it's better to prevent them than to deal with them later. And so good luck out there, and have a good season. Thanks.
This is her second year with us, and so, we're on our second season with her. I would say, and her and I actually had a meeting today, and there's a significant difference in her kind of attitude, how she's looking at things this year, and it's a lot of fun. I think she's getting more out of the workouts and more out of the whole environment and the team. But she's somebody that works really hard. She wants to be successful, and she's always looking at doing the right things. And it's always fun to have somebody like that on the team, because she does it in the pool, she does it in the classroom, and she's been really getting involved with the team, more in the leadership role as well this year, which is really great to see. Well, she's a great freestyler. Her 200 free is probably her best event, but she's also a great IMer. So we've been having her do some 200 IMs. Her fly has been tracking pretty well this year as well, so we've been putting her a little bit more on the relays, doing the fly leg, and when we can, we put her in the individual fly races as well. Her backstroke is pretty strong too, so she hasn't done as much of it this year, but I'm sure at some point it's going to pop in. But she's a well-rounded swimmer and can do a lot of different races really well. So, but mainly the freestyles, the IMs, that's what we've been using her. Yeah, she's on the right track. We changed some things a little bit with her training this year, to have her focus a little bit more with the sprint side and more strength and explosiveness, because those are the areas that she needs to work on a little bit more. Plus, still working on her technique focus, because there are still some things that we need to get better with. And I think it's working out really well for her. I mean, she has been already faster in the Dolomites that we had this year compared to last year at this point of the season. So I think she's happy about it, very excited as well, and it's tracking pretty well at this point. I think in Europe, and I think kind of all over the world, the system that is here in the States is very unique, and the whole incorporation of academics and athletics is something that you don't see anywhere else, in the world on the collegiate level. And so I think for her to start figuring out the system a little bit better, and that it really is a team sport, which is another thing that's very different. A lot of the countries that just focus on the individual, and I mean, you're training with people, but it's more, like I said, individual sport. Here it is, but it's also very much a team sport, scoring points together, working together. There's more of team building stuff that goes on, and I think that she's definitely this year she's enjoying that part much more. She understands that part much more, and that's making her experience much better.
I've been swimming at BGSU for 2 years now. I got there last year as a transfer student, so it was already my junior year. This is my second year, and I've been swimming since I was a little kid. I just started I think I started at the age of 4 or 5 years old, and just continued because I love swimming. I transferred from the Netherlands. That's my home country. So I studied there for 2 years, and then the combination to study and swim in the Netherlands is not really great. So I came here, and here it's perfect. Well, actually it's quite different. In the Netherlands, sport and study are separate. So you have a few swimming clubs where you can swim at, and you have the university where you study. So those two don't talk with each other or communicate with each other, and so combining it is really hard. If you have a swim meet and you have to miss classes, that's a big deal, and if you have to miss exams, well, you can do it over next year. So that's not really possible almost. So when I came here, it was was perfect. Like you can study here, you can swim here, you can just do it together. You have perfect facilities here to swim and to like do the dry land, to do lifting, to run. I guess everything is just perfectly together here. I really love it. I think it just like every sport, I guess, if you love it, it just becomes an addiction to do it. So I started swimming and I became better and better at it, and at some point you just, I guess, fall in love with the sport. First of all, I don't like to lose, so I guess that's for most people. And second of all, with swimming you see your times, so you can see how much you improve every time, and besides that you can see, like if you videotape it, you can see your technique and see how much you get better. And to see yourself become better and become faster every time and see yourself like beating other people, that just gives a very good feeling. And it also is a motivator to like qualify yourself for certain meets. For example, you have certain qualification times for the US Nationals, but also for the NCAAs. And I did qualify for the US Nationals last year, but didn't for the NCAA. My goals for this year are, well, for study to graduate, but for swimming it's definitely to improve my technique, and with that improve all my times on all my strokes, since I started swimming yards when I came here, because back in the Netherlands you swim in meters. So the first times I have set were from last year, so I want to improve all my times from last year. And by doing so I hope to qualify myself for the NCAAs and, well, get some top 3 places at max, I guess. So I plan on returning because I want to go to get further with swimming and try to get it to an international level. But by doing so I have to do that in a national team in the Netherlands, because that's the only way. Like there are certain meets in the Netherlands where you have to qualify for the international meets. So, and I don't want to study or work besides it, because that's also like you need a lot of energy for studying and working, and I want to try to give all my energy on swimming and see what that brings.